Hello, hello, and welcome you, my beautiful friends, at my desk. Today I'm welcoming you with a cup of coffee. Yes, we're gonna have a session with a bit of a mixed media, but also I would love you to grab a tea or coffee, whatever you fancy, and I would love you to enjoy the process. I would love you to grab your tools and work along together with me. You can always pause the video, you can always refresh the information what was discussed earlier, you can reverse it back, you can speed up the video as well if you're not feeling like you would like to follow all the steps and wait for the updates for the next one to come along. Whatever is actually rocky about it is for you to use this video the way how you want it, how you think it's going to be beneficial for you. So as you can see, I have beautiful goodies on my desk already. Let's have a sip of coffee. Oh, that's beautiful coffee. If you wonder, my favorite coffee is of course the Beanie's coffee. And it's of course the nutty hazelnut. If anyone fancy the same flavor, then that's awesome, because that is the one of my favorite one. So as you can tell, I've got quite a few beautiful goodies here, and I have this stunning, and I mean absolutely stunning, stencil from TCW, the Crafty Workshop. This one is designed by Gabriele Polacco. Beautiful feather, beautiful details. This one's from the Slimline collection. I also have the champagne butter dust, stardust butter from TCW. This is a new collection. Take a look how sparkly, how gorgeous, how yummy this is. So I'm gonna use that on my mixed media card today. I have a beautiful chipboard from Bloomer Design, of course. You can also check the Bloomer collection. I have beautiful script stencil from Stamperia. Of course, it's always good to have a script stamp. It is very versatile. You can use it for any project. It's always a good investment on one of those things. I also have this beautiful feather. This one is a silicone feather, I believe. It's a gift from one of my lovely friends, Janet. Thank you so much, Janet. I will be using this feather today. I have some elements of what I actually will use and incorporate with building the composition. This is actually leftover pieces from the card what I actually used and picked from the beautiful collection, romantic collection, the journal collection. This one is from Stamperia, and this is a collection from last year. Absolutely gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. It stole my heart, and I thought I really have to do something with this collection because it's beautiful. I also cut out two elements which I will use in my card to build the composition. Of course, I will use those two elements as well. These are cool elements where you can build your composition as well, to layer it up. So I'm gonna just move that aside. I have the Allegro acrylic paint from Stamperia. This one is Turtle Dove. It's really nice beige, like a very light coffee color, I would say, but really milky, or whatever you prefer to call it. I have an Archival coffee ink, and I have a free the distress inks. I have distress inks, the Walnut Stein and Tettered Rose, and I also have a Kitsch Flamingo from the Oxide range. As you probably noticed, I'm using this ink quite often. I really like this ink, and why not? I think it will go nicely with the paper as well. And I also have a cool little friend here, which is a glitter magical, glitzy magical from Lindy's. This one's really cool, golden one, which I think I will use as well. I also have some flowers, and for the very first time I actually will be using fabric flowers. I've made them myself, handmade fabric flowers. I have some Formiran flowers as well. I think I will use some of those. I'm not too sure which one I will be using yet, but I thought these will match nicely the papers what I will be working today. So what I've done, I've got a card base. You can actually create your card base yourself. You can just grab at least 160 GSM cardstock, and you can just measure 10 centimeters by 20. This is a DL size. This is one of my favorite sizes. What I what I create. So this is what the size I will be using today as well. So you can just measure it, use your scoring board and score it in half, and then you've got your card base. You don't have to buy those, for example, to save some money if that's something what you are going for. And I have these beautiful papers. These are from the beautiful journal collection. I've already cut them to the size of my base. As you know, I like to keep a little white margin when I'm working with papers, so that the base is peeking through. And without any further ado, I'm gonna just stick my elements on my base. But beforehand, I want to do two things. First of all, I want to round the corners, and I have this cute round corner punch. If you don't have the punch, you can skip this process, you can skip this step, but I really like it, I really enjoy it. So I thought I will also do it. So I will just go round with all my elements and do the corners, but I also want to distress the edges on my papers, because my trimmer is not as sharp, the blade is not as sharp as it used to be, and it relieves actually a little bit of a rough edges on my paper when I'm cutting. Can you tell? So if you have any ideas, any guidelines, what I can possibly do in regards, you know, making those more sharp, and maybe any guidelines what I can actually follow as a steps and work on those to maybe, I don't know, try to sharpen them before I will completely go and replace the blade. That will be awesome if you can share the tips with me. Thank you so much in advance if anyone has any tips for me. So beforehand, I will actually cut the base a little bit, because I want my base to be really nice and even. So I will just use my scissors and get rid of all these little fluffy elements what I don't need, and I will go back with my corner punch and punch the corners as well on my base. So without any further overthinking and overstressing and overwhelming, I will go and distress my edges even more. And you can use a distress tool if you want to, if you have one. I have a few, but I find it quicker and actually easier to work with the scissors. My lovely friend Isa, thank you my sister Isa, my crafty sister, she gifted one for me, and I purchased one a while ago from Ranger as well, and I'm just really not using it. It may be because the circle what it's actually for the tool itself, it's kind of small, and for me when I'm holding it, it's just kind of like limiting the movements of my hands, how I'm distressing, if that makes sense. But anyway, without any further explanation of what's what, I'm just using scissors. If you want to use your distress tool, then by all means go ahead and do that. So first step what I've done, I've distressed the edges on my paper, and the second step what I also want to do, I want to go ahead and actually ink my edges as well. Why not? Let's highlight them a little bit. Let's make them stand out. Let's make them more visible. So for that, I will go ahead and will use the distress oxide. Sorry, no, not distress oxide, distress ink. And I will use the walnut stain color. I'm just gonna grab my blending tool from my shelf. Let me just grab my blending tool. I should get that ready beforehand, but I completely forgot. But anyway, I've got my blending tool now, so I can go and ink the edges. I really like this shade, because it's not very bright and it's not very dark. It's just really nice. And what I'm aiming on this tutorial, on this card, I want to have the vintage card, but also with a little bit of a I don't know, like how do you call it, I don't know I'm looking for the word. Oh, my mind's gone really blind now. But anyway, when it comes to me, I'll tell you what I mean. There we go. So just inking the edges. You know, when you've got so many things in your mind, sometimes you just wanted to say something, and sometimes you're thinking, oh, I'm kind of like losing the plot and losing the thoughts, because it's just so many things in my head popping around. But anyway, yeah, when it comes to me, I'll tell you what I meant. There we go. So we have the steps followed when we're inking the edges. There we go. 1 2 3 1 2 3. It's pretty quick steps. It's pretty fast steps to do. If you fancy using different shades of brown, then by all means you can use it. And if you have, for example, preferences for going, for example, for Archival or any different ink, then by all means it is your choice. I like to have this one, this particular shade on my edges today. But I also will grab another punch what I have on my stash. Bear with me a second. Let me just find it and grab it. So I will show you what I mean. So I've got this punch, and it's a nice corner punch when you can actually punch out your corners, and it creates a little like a slits when you can actually put a white cardstock, and this is where you can actually write the message for your recipient. There we go. If you prefer not to do that, or you don't have the punch like this, then what I would say, you don't have to put the paper in the center of your card. But I think this is really a cool way of actually making a card that you can actually personalize a little bit with adding that white cardstock where you can actually write the message, and then you've got still nice continuation of the pattern paper as well. So I'm gonna grab a glue, and you can use any glue, whatever you have on your stash, whatever you preferences are. If you, for example, like and use double-sided tape, yes you can, but what I actually found that after time double-sided tape lose the stickiness, and it actually, your card is coming apart. So I found that working and using the double-sided tape is good tip, but also just to prevent the cards coming apart, you can add a bit of a glue. Now, it is your own choice, it is your own preferences, of course, but just to give you a heads up, this is what you can do. Okay, so I have my center of the card there, so I can now work on the back and front of my card. So this is gonna be my back. Take a look at this beautiful flower. Isn't that gorgeous? And this flower is in this beautiful romantic journal collection. Romantic collections, they are really my type of papers what I really like to work. I haven't purchased any goodies, crafty goodies, for quite some time now, and the reason I've decided I'm not going to purchase anymore, because I have plenty and I don't really need more. I'd love to use what I have on my stash already before I will invest and buy any more beautiful designs. I know that the beautiful new designs are really gorgeous and everything, but I just physically don't have enough room to store everything, because I literally have like a little corner in our bedroom when I've got the shelf unit with all my goodies fitted. So I don't really want to take more space and go and buy more things before I actually use what I have. So this is what we have so far. Take a look at this beautiful design. Really gorgeous, I would say. Really gorgeous. So this is what we have so far. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to leave that aside to dry, and I will just put it flat. There we go. And I have a white cardstock, which I will be working on, and I will be playing and creating a bit of a mixed media. This is where all the fun begins. This is where all the funny situations, unpredictable situation can happen. And one of the cool things what I really like to do is the smushing technique. I really love that. And for that, I will get my chipboard out of my pack, and I will play with the acetate sheet with the plastic pack what I have from this chipboard. What I'm going to do, I'm going to add a bit of a tattered rose ink to my sheet. I'm gonna spray a bit of the water to activate my ink, and I will go and create a beautiful splodges, stains on my background. I love that. I absolutely adore smushing technique. Take a look. This is how cool effects we're gonna get playing with this super cool technique. I'm gonna just clean that quickly, but I also want to add a bit of the Kitsch flamingo shade. I really like this pink color. This is really one of my favorite one from pink, and lately, as you probably notice, I do a lot of pink things, pink creations. I used to really create lots of blues, but now it's kind of like pink speaks to me really often lately. So let's do the pink one. Okay, so I have that ready. All I need to do, I really like that. I really like that. It's so cool. It's beautiful. I love that. Take a look. Isn't that cool? Isn't that gorgeous? What I'm going to do, I'm gonna just pause my video and go and dry my background, and then I will start adding more texture, more details to it. We can just take it and build it from there. So bear with me. Let me just go and dry this first, and beforehand, sip of coffee. And I hope you're enjoying this chit chat so far. So let's dry this, and I will come back to you in a moment. So my background is dry now. Take a look. This is just so cool. This is why I so much adore that smushing technique, because it's just so beautiful. Background you can actually make working with this cool technique. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to grab my coffee Archival ink and this cool script stamp, and I'm gonna stamp in few places just to create a nice irregular, distressed and cool interest to my background. I think this is gonna look really cool. And what I like about this stamp, that it's really tiny writing. It's really tiny writing. Let me just bring the background closer so you will see for yourself what it's all about. I really like that. I think it's really interesting. It's creating like an impression of a newspaper background, and that's what I like, that's what I enjoy. Now the next step, what I'm thinking I'm going to do, I'm going to look for the stencil. I want some really like nice delicate stencil before I will create the texture with the feather. The boho technique. Oh yes, the vintage and boho card. This is what I was looking for earlier on for that word, and it just came to my mind. So it will be vintage boho card what I will be creating today. Let me just go and have a look on the pile of the stencils. Well, in fact, I actually have one here next to me, which I was using on my actually last video. Beautiful lace stencil. I think this one will go really cool with this card what I'm just about to create today. Yeah, let's go for this. Let's go for this stencil. And I think I will go for this lace pattern, but I'm just thinking, how am I gonna do this? I think if I go for the side here and just on the whole length, yes, I think this is gonna be really cool. I think this is gonna be really cool. And what I am going to do, I am actually going to play with the paint, and I will just squirt a little bit of the paint on my glass mat. I will grab a sponge and I will apply the paint through the stencil for this beautiful lacy image. There we go. So I'm playing with a kitchen sponge. You can grab anything whatever you fancy for this particular technique, whatever you feel comfortable to play with the acrylic paint. Don't take too much on your sponge, simply because you don't want to create a big splodgy like, you know, overload the paint on your sponge, because it will just create a really messy effect rather than nice lacy effect what I am aiming for. So I've just dabbed my paint through this beautiful design. Let's just reveal what we have. Whoops. This is so cool. I really like that. And I will just put the continuation of the stencil to finish the full length. This is what I also like about this stencil, because you can actually create really long design, because you can just easy join the elements, so you can create a nice continuation of your pattern. I really like that. I really like that. So let me just go and wash my stencil. This will quickly dry in the meantime. Let's just try it on quickly on the top of the card. Take a look. This is what I'm talking about. This is just so cool. This is coming along so nicely together. Let me just go quickly and wash my stencil, clean my desk, and I will come back to you and we will crack on and work on this card further. I'm back, my beautiful friends. I'm back. Take a look. What beautiful background we have just created. I absolutely love that. Let me just get the details out in camera so you can see. This is just so cool. Really cool. What next? What next? I think I'm gonna just grab this beautiful stencil and I will go and create a bit of a texture as well. But I don't want to create the whole, I don't want to transfer the whole stencil. I just want to get a bit of a image, because part of this will be covered. I don't need to go as that far, but I will grab my palette knife and I will go and give it a beautiful texture using this beautiful champagne butter dust. So my camera's flashing, my memory card is full. Let me just clear this card and we can crack on and build our texture. Okay, card is clean now. I can go and carry on recording this tutorial. So I'm gonna use this cool champagne stardust butter. Oh my gosh, this is just so super yummy. Let me just mix this a little bit. Oh my god, this is just so super yummy, glittery. Oh, so beautiful. So beautiful. Right, okay, I'm gonna grab a little bit on my palette knife. And there we go. Let's go with the flow. Let's create this beautiful feather. This is beautiful, beautiful feather. There we go. Spread on the side, on the edges. I'm missing a little tiny bit here. Just clean my palette knife. I am really waiting to reveal this. This is just so yummy. Oh my gosh. Can you see this? Yumminess. Glitter yumminess. This is just so beautiful. So beautiful. I love that. Let me go and wash my stencil. Let me clean my desk and let me dry my beautiful texture so I can carry on and working on this beautiful background. I just cannot believe it, how gorgeous this is. Oh my god. And I'm not kidding, guys. I'm not kidding, my beautiful friends. But this, oh my gosh, this champagne starburst butter is just so super, super beautiful. I'm just looking on the codes. If there is a code, so I'll give you a code for this product. So you can go and purchase because it's really, really super yummy. I can't see the code, but I will link it in the description box below for you. As always, all the details about the product I've used will be there. This is just so super yummy, yummy, yummy. Oh my gosh, I love that. Right, okay, what I'm going to do, I've got a bit of a leftover. I'm going to just go and wipe this there. Take a look. Take a look. This has actually gave me the idea what I can do with this. Oh my gosh. Right, let me just go and sort my stencil and I'll come back to you and we can work on this further. Okay, so everything is dry now. Oh my gosh, I'm in love with this stencil and I'm in love with this butter. This stencil butter is just so beautiful. Right, okay, without any further ado, let's just crack on with this card. I love what I'm seeing. I love what is actually happening here. What I'm going to do, so everything is nicely matching, I'm gonna distress the edges on this top panel as well, like so, without really much overthinking, so everything will go nicely and match together. And I also will distress my elements, what I will be using to build the composition for my top final touches. So everything will go nicely. Everything will be oh, love that. I love that. I love that. If I will use this one, I will cover that. But I don't really want to cover that. I really like that. Right, what I'm going to do, I will use this. I will use this square. This is a square what you can find in the collection. They are slightly bigger, but to actually make it not too sticking out from the card, I've cut out to a smaller size, and that's what I will use. But I also have a few elements, just small strips as the leftovers, which I will use as well. Why not? We can use them for our composition. And these are actually the elements what I've cut out from the from the design paper. So this is how big it was. I just literally cut out like a 1/2 centimeter from each side to make it smaller, my square. So I'm gonna just distress these strips of paper as they're leftovers. I also will use them in my card. But what I'm also aiming to do, I will use my scissors and cut like a featherish end of them, so it will look really cool. It will look really nicely, so it will really match all the elements. This is what I think. It will make it really unique, make it really really cool. If you prefer not to do that, then by all means you don't have to, but this is what is actually came up to my mind. This is what the idea just actually came along. I'm not really sure if anyone actually used elements like this and distressed them to the like a feather shape. If someone did, then that's great. If someone actually not had a chance to use this idea yet, if I'm a first one, that's awesome. That's awesome that I've come up with something unique and new. And if you would like to use that in your creation, then that will be awesome. If you will mention me that I actually inspired you and you've got the idea taken from me. Okay, so let's just distress the other elements. I'm not sure how many of those I would need, but maybe let's just make it 3. 3, it's a good size. I mean, 3, it's a good size. No, it's not a good size, sorry. It's a good amount. I've got too many things in my head popping along, and probably we are, as a crafters, we all have too many things going on. Sometimes we want to say something and the wrong words coming out of our mouth, but hey ho, this is a crafter life, isn't it? Okay, so what I also want to do, I want to add a bit of details to my top panel, what I will be using. So I will go again with my ink, and will add a bit of a on my acetate, activate with water, and we'll add it on to my there we go, to my elements. It will nicely match everything else, and I think this is going to be really cool. And I also will add a bit of a Kitsch flamingo, just a tiny little touches of a Kitsch flamingo. There we go. I think this is what really will makes it so different, so unique, so cool, and so pretty. There we go. I love that. There we go. Love that. Okay, so yes, that's definitely it's gonna go beautiful. Okay, so I have that. Let me just quickly dry this. Quickly. There we go. That's so cool. Okay, that's it. And the next thing what I want to do, I want to just quickly get rid of the excess of the water, and then I will go and add also details with my stamp. It's just stamp in a few places like so. There we go. That's what I have. Cool, I like that. But I also will go with a blending tool, and this time I will show you that you can also use your Archival ink and nicely highlight your core edges. There we go. This is so cool. I love that. I really do. And while I'm here, I will also go on this panel with my blending tool and ink. There we go. The only one thing I would say, don't overload your blending tool with the ink, because you don't want to go for very dark effect. You just want to nicely highlight it. There we go. Okay, I think I'm happy with that, but I also want to add a bit of a highlights to my elements what I will be using in a composition, those little elements. And for those I will go and use Kitsch Flamingo pink. Just gonna grab another blending tool and we'll use Kitsch Flamingo to add a bit of a color to these elements. This is gonna be really interesting. But as you can see, I'm not introducing any new colors. I am really working with the colors what I already have on the paper, so it does match, it goes nicely together. This is what I always did. If I have something what it's actually speaking to me on the paper, I always try to keep out in the same tones rather than introducing new colors. Okay, I really like that. And what I'm going to do, I actually will stick the bottom of my top panel a little bit pieces of chipboard. This is gonna help me to erase my layers, and that will create a nice dimension between the layers. Okay, so I'll have a small leftovers of the chipboards, which I will just attach to the my front panel. There we go. Maybe you can go here, and maybe we can add a couple in the center as well, so it will be leveled up. There we go. I love that. I love that. I'm so excited. As you can tell, I am so excited creating this card with you today. It's been a while since I've been working and making any craft sessions, but as you know, I have been busy. I've got my successful travel business, which is really growing now. Everybody's looking for alternative stream of income. Everybody's looking for some holidays, some perks, some activities, some theater tickets, some different things. So it's really good possibility of grabbing the opportunity and take a look what is actually available. Anyway, without any further ado, enough of that rambles, and I've got those elements what I want to use on the composition as well. What I'm going to do, I am going to add some elements to them as well, just to rise them, so they will be actually standing out. They will be obviously not flat, which is also a good thing. There we go. So I have few of those, but I also would love to raise this one as well. I just need more chipboard elements. There we go. I think that will be just enough to put it on. Let me just get those in. There we go. And maybe one in the center as well, like so. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick this on. Look at this beautiful background. Lovely. That will really nicely match everything. There we go. So I'm gonna go like this. There we go. There we go. That's gonna be That's gonna be just perfect. Okay, so we have this. Well, in fact, I can go a little bit higher, even higher than that. Okay, I can go here. Okay, I can go here. I think this is gonna be just fine. And now I can just start building my composition. So I have these elements. I think I'm gonna use those. This one, I can actually slide on there. There we go. Just slide on there like that. There we go. This one, yes, yeah, okay, let's stick it on top like here, but I'm trying to go with a different length, so they're not gonna be all the same length. There we go. And one more. Yep, this can go here. I can just rip this a little bit like that. There we go. There we go. Okay, this is gonna be cool. But I have this beautiful feather, which I'm going to use on my design. Okay, this one's gonna be hiding, so we can move it on side like that. Okay, yes, I like that. I like that. I really like that. Okay, now we can just decide on which flowers we're gonna do. Ooh, this one's gonna look good. Okay, what I'm thinking actually, if we go for these 3, okay, yes, I'm loving it. I am loving this. I'm not sure if you do see that well in your screen, because my camera might not be in focus. As I can see, so it's a bit blurry, but let me just bring that closer. I love that. This is so cool. What I need now, I need to get my hot glue plugged in, warm it up, and then I'm good to go to finish my card. Okay, so let me just crack on with that. Let me plug my heat gun in and let me warm it up, and we can stick and finish our elements together. So my hot glue gun is all ready to go, so we can just start and finishing our composition. We can just go and attach our elements to our card. There we go. I have this cool clock, which I will stuck here. There we go. And I will go and stick my beautiful feather. This is a really, really beautiful feather. Thank you so much, Janet. It was on my stash for a bit before I actually decided to use, but it's actually waited for the right time, I would say. Yes, I would say it waited for the right time to be used. Oh, I love that. This way, or shall I go for this way? You go on top. I like that. I like that. Okay. Yes, I like that. I do like that. So, I'm gonna stick my fabric flowers. There we go. My fabric handmade flowers. They're really nice and fluffy. I think they're really nicely matching the flower from the collection itself. There we go. I have these. I'm gonna just stick it on the angle. There we go. And I can just go with this one as well here. I love that. This has turned out really nicely. I really like it. I hope you like it too, and I hope you enjoy the process and steps what I've gone through. I've got the jute string bows, and I'm gonna just create a couple of strings bows from butcher string. Quite a few was asking me about the string I'm using on my cards. This is just a butcher string where you can purchase, and you can use for your mixed media, for your card making as well, which is really cool. If you don't want to use the butcher string, then by all means you can use, for example, ribbon. It's also cool, and it's also good to have it as well. But sometimes you're just looking for something different. Sometimes you just want to be a little bit courageous. There we go. I like that. So I'm gonna just go and stick my bows on this project as well, and I'm just thinking, which way will I go? This way will I go. So a bit of a glue, and we can just lift this a little bit so it will go on this like that. There we go. Now, come on, go under the flower further. Okay, that's not what I want. Let's just take you out again, and I just stick you further. Let me just pull this a little bit off. You go in here. You are going here. This is where I want you to go. There we go. That's where you're going. This is where you need to go. I have this little one as well. Let's stick you under the pink one on this side. So you will be nicely picking through. And I have this white one. Let's just add the white one. There we go. Like this. We can do it on side. There we go. I like that. And one more we can stick on the here. Okay. I think I like that. Okay. Now we can just, there we go, move this a little bit like so. Okay, I like that. This is looking really cool, really interesting. Vintage and boho in one card. I think this is gonna be just really nice combination. Take a look. That's what I have. This is a nice ruffle flower. But I also want to maybe add something, I don't know, maybe leaves. Let me just grab some leaves and I can finish off my composition. Okay, so I have got few leaves, and I also have these cute branches. These are from Lady E Design dies, as well as leaves, and I've made the flowers using Lady E Design dies as well. So if you want to go and check it out, Emilia's eBay shop, then feel free to do a bit of a shopping if you fancy to have a good and affordable dies. It's always good to invest in dies because they're gonna be useful for a number of years, and you can just create so many different composition using them. So I would recommend to give it a try and check it out as well. I love this finishing touches. I think I'm gonna go with that and add those to my card to finish it off. Just need to make sure that I will go as far as I can fit with these leaves. Okay, these are cool there. maybe I can just, yes, just one leaf there. Whoops, I dropped it. Just one leaf there. There we go. One leaf will go under these flowers. We'll be picking through there. This little branch will go in here, as I tested already. This is gonna look cool here. Yes, and this little branch will be picking through here. Here we go. But I also will add a little leaf there as well, just so my composition will be nicely finished. I like that. Okay, I think this is it. This is all here. What you can do, you can add, for example, message for your recipient: happy birthday, all the best, or best wishes. You can just leave it blank with no any title on front, but you can add something inside if it's a birthday, if it's any other occasion you want to gift it for. It's also a good card, for example, for wedding anniversary. It's nice, unique, it's really delicate, it's, I would say, really different. So without any further ado, this is all what I have for you for this session, for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had a good time. I hope you had inspiration. I hope you have the ideas what you can grab, how you can create mixed media cards using these beautiful papers. The one thing I forgot about it, I forgot about the magicals, and this is what I also will just do now. So I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit on my glass mat, just a little bit, and I will activate it with water, and I will do beautiful shimmery splats on my card as a final touches. Just gonna grab my brush, mix it, there we go. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. A bit of a on flowers. There we go. That's all there. That's all there. I'm not sure if you can see the splots from. There we go. We can see this. We can see this. Yes. Okay. So this is it. This is all for today. Thank you so much. All the love to you all. And till the next time. Bye for now. Bye bye.